Alright, so here is part 2, or maybe 2.5 or 3, I don't know, of the fixing the Commodore C64 SID chip issue. Senor Verde, who's been a sort of C64 guru for me for pretty much as long as I've had a Commodore on my YouTube channel, he's sort of given me advice, and basically turns out that the SID is probably not what's broken. It's more likely is the capacitors that surround it. So these little guys, this one, maybe some of these ones, and I've made a list over here, and it's very bright, but let's see. I've circled some of them in yellow. So for example, C10 and 11, those two are right here. That's 10 and that's 11. It'd be nice if this would focus, but come on, focus, please. Wow. High quality YouTube videos, I tell you what. I'm sorry it's not focusing, but there's two on the left, these small ones right here, these two ceramic capacitors, are prone to breaking and actually control some of the filters within the SID itself. I think pin 1, 2, 3, and 4 are basically connected directly to these two capacitors, and these ones run some, as I said, some of the filters in the chip. So those two are definitely on the replace list. I've looked at let me find the schematic of it on here somewhere. Okay, so here's a schematic of, I think this might be the right side of the Commodore's board. So if I zoom in a little bit here, so there's the SID. What am I looking at? Here's the SID. So as you can see on the left hand side, right about there, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 leading directly to these two caps, which are 470 picofarad, I think 25 volt. Basically, I've got a bunch of caps. They are in the university's mail system right now, and they're waiting for me downstairs. They just need to sort it at the front desk so I can get my stuff. And after I get back from my class, my evening class, I'll be able to start replacing some of these. So basically on my list is C10 and 11 definitely, C12 if I can, which is a 0.1 microfarad 25 volt, and 48 and 49 to 54, and I have a bunch of those 0.1 microfarad 25 volt or 50 volt that I'll be able to replace. And then I think one more on the back side, maybe. There's also 93 here on the back, but that one's hard to find. 1800 picofarad 50 volt, and you can go 10% difference, but I haven't found a capacitor that can replace that. I would also like to replace a lot of these electrolytics, because these ones are definitely the ones that are prone to breaking. Though the Commodore does handle, okay, come on now. They did make the Commodore with better caps than some things like the Game Gear, which pretty much, the Sega Game Gear, pretty much if you own one, you're going to need to replace the capacitors on the board, because they use really cheap ones. And I'm really sorry that this is not focusing, this is really shitty. There we go. Okay, so there's two brown ones. That one on the top, I believe, is 5170 over here. Was actually a film capacitor. Alright, fuck. Alright, well, right there's a little green one that you totally cannot see, and I'm very sorry. Tell you what. And yes, these videos are informal, I apologize. Or low production value or whatever. But yeah, so there, God, it's still not focusing. Fuck. Sorry. So anyway, there we go. So there's a little green one on top of that blue electrolytic right there in the center of the screen. That little green one needs to go. That's C70, and I've got these all on my tablet here. And yeah, there's a bunch of paperwork, and this is all online, thankfully. People have been kind enough, and the C64 fan base is big enough that everyone wants to keep these machines running. So basically, next video you can expect is this thing working, or me have completely destroyed the board, or I don't know. But I'll upload this right now before I go to class, and then I'll try to do the repair tonight if they've sorted my mail and can get me my capacitors. And hopefully I'll get this thing working again. So stay tuned, and I will bring you next time an in-focus video of what is going down.